Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? I am so sorry for the heat, the hiccups, but thank you guys for being here, for coming out. We really do appreciate you all being here to be in community with us on such a festive occasion. We really, really do appreciate the dedication, the people standing, the kids that popped up, that decided to visit us. We're so happy that you all are here. Everyone is welcome in this space. We are island people. If I had a chance, I would be grounding below a tree, but instead I'm here, right? And so everybody just be as comfortable as you can. The turnout is just a reflection of the importance of this day. We're truly happy that you all are here. And so we're gonna run into the program right away to get things started and going. So I would like to invite the president of the Institute of the Black World 21st Century, Dr. Ron Daniels, to give us some opening remarks and to tell us about the solemnity of the occasion. Dr. D.
Good afternoon, Grenada. Good afternoon, Grenada. My name is Dr. Ron Daniels. I'm president of the Institute of the Black World 21st Century. And we have assembled a powerful delegation. All the delegation that have arrived. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands. These are people who have come from all over to be with you today. We are here on this location where the mother of Malcolm X, a warrior woman whose name is Louise Langdon Little. We're here to celebrate her on the eve of the 100th birthday of one of the greatest freedom fighters of all time, El Haj Malik El Shabazz, Omawali, our black shining prince, Malcolm X. We want to offer our thanks and our praise to Terrence Wilson. Where's Mr. Wilson? To Terrence Wilson. Yes, sir.
Of Dr. Garvey, who is actually the son of Marcus Garvey. Give him a round of applause for us, please. So as we celebrate the remarkable life of Louise Langdon Little, an activist and fighter, to pay tribute to another outstanding woman, a mother who lost her husband in the struggle in 1973, and 10 years later lost her son, the last revolutionary Prime Minister of Grenada, the woman who gave us Morris Bishop. I would like us to recognize Ali Menta Bishop, the mother of Morris Bishop. One of the shortcomings of us as black people is the failure to promote and protect our history. But were it not for one gentleman, a gentleman who has jealously guarded this property here, a gentleman who in his own right is a descendant of Louise Little and Malcolm X, and who over the years single-handedly has done everything he could to preserve that history of Louise Little. I remember when we came here for the first time with Dr. Daniels, we had a little trouble finding the place, and when we finally found it, we were at the bottom side, and we actually saw a sign saying no trespassing, but we took the liberty to trespass a little bit. And in no time at all, we saw this angry man come up and said, "Do you know that you are trespassing?" And when we explained to him who we were, and that this is Dr. Daniels from the Black World Institute, that anger just turned into love and togetherness. That gentleman has preserved this history right here. He has become the watchdog of the history of Louise Langdon Little. And he has defended this space in a way that nobody has, so that today all of us can come here to celebrate the groundbreaking ceremony for the monument that is going to be laid here for Louise Langdon Little. He will be the curator of this monument and also this project over the years. I have great pleasure in introducing to you Brother Terrence Wilson.
Pleasant greetings to everyone, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, ministers of government, and everyone, distinguished everybody. We are happy to be here because of this family project here. And we are most grateful for the International Black Wall and all the other organizations who have stood behind us solidly to give us that support that we can move this project forward with success. We also thank the government, opposition, everyone for giving the support for what we are doing here. We have the t-shirt selling, trying to do little things. We are happy, and I must say, we are so happy. I don't want to spoil your time here. I want every one of you from the United States to have the opportunity to share with us and to dish out some historical food with us. So without any delay, we have the families here, bloodline families here. A lot of them are here, right up there. Then we have a Malcolm X Family Foundation, which we have in place. We have a manifesto and everything in support of what we are doing. So without further delay, I would just like to mention Sister Poland Patterson, Dr. Daniel, and everyone else who have been supporting us. We have Mr. Joel Redhead, Mr. Anthony Noel, and a few others who are members of the foundation who are here. Probably they might want to chime in and say a little word or two for a minute or so. And lastly, when I should finish saying what I'm saying here, the minister of the community here, Mr. Lenox Andrews, we would like you to come here and say a little something. Thank you very much. I don't want to waste your time. I want you to share with us and fill us with the knowledge that we don't know. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wilson. Next, we are going to introduce Minister Lenox Andrews. He's a Minister of Economic Development, Planning, Agricultural Lands, Forestry, Economics, and Cooperatives. So can you please join us, Mr. Andrews, for some brief remarks? Thank you so much.
Very pleasant good day to all. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you from different parts of the world. Welcome to St. Andrews Southwest. St. Andrews Southwest that has produced some of the finest minds Grenada has produced, that has produced some of the finest Calypsonians that this country has, that has produced some of the finest athletes that this country has, that has produced some of the finest leaders that this country would have produced. This is indeed a moment of glory, a moment of happiness, a moment of achievement, a moment to rejuvenate and to make contemporary our years of youthful exploits, when as children we were growing up reading about the works of Malcolm X and of his mother. When as children we would listen to the speeches of Maurice Bishop and all the great African leaders like Patrice Lumumba, Julius Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah, and all these great leaders who fought for freedom, fought for social justice, fought for a better world so that we can enjoy today. And so this occasion is an occasion that brings new life to those of us who for years would want to be in a position to fight for a better world and for a better place for our children and for our children to come. And today we commemorate the memory of Malcolm X's mother. We commemorate the memory and we celebrate his 100th birthday tomorrow. And I want to say to you that we in the people of Southwest, we will take good care of whatever monument is placed here in his recognition. And I want to thank also my good friend Terence Wilson, who has been with me and has been talking with me and talking to me and encouraging me to provide him with the support that he needs to make this day and to make this project a reality. And I want to say to Terence and to his team that the government of Grenada and I personally will give you all the support that you need so that the memory and the work and the life of Miss Little and her son Malcolm would live forever and would motivate, animate, stimulate, and captivate, and his works can serve as an example, as a model for other young men and women to emulate and to follow. So those of you who come from far and wide, don't go back too soon. Spend some time and walk around. Get a sense of the Grenadian vibes. Get a sense of our spice. So when you leave with very fond memories of the history and of the work of this country. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much, Minister Andrews. At this time, I would like to call the Leader of the Opposition, Parliamentary Representative for St. Andrews Southeast, Honorable Emlyn Pear, to give a few remarks.
Thank you so very much, and let me join with those who went before me to especially recognize this morning a very huge and very special delegation visiting Grenada for such a special occasion and for a moment that we must all treasure and remember. So join with me again as we did before to specially welcome this delegation with us today here in Grenada. I am quite aware that you intend to carry back with you some of the soil from this very location. But I want to join this morning with the parliamentary representative for this area to say that while you are here, we would want you to have the very best experience of Grenada. Ensure that you are not just going back with a little bit of the soil, but you are going back with all the love that you can take with you of every single Grenadian who appreciates and who recognize the work, the life, the history of not just Malcolm X, great man, but also his dear mom. This commemoration today is extremely significant. And I do not believe that this is a moment that any single one of us should take for granted. I believe that when history would have been written and all of us would have gone very long past today, that we all would remember this very moment that we recognize a great woman. Brothers and sisters, with the time constraint this morning, I am not going to delve into all of the successes, the accomplishments, and all of the things that we are proud of as Black people, as we recognize not just Louise Little, but her son. But I want to just spend a moment this morning to recognize two things that I think is significant. As I look in the audience, we have so many women who are here with us today. And I'm sure most of the women who are here are also mothers. And I believe this is a very critical opportunity and a critical moment for every woman, every mother who is here this morning to reflect on what and who Louise Langdon Little was to Malcolm X. A strong woman who was extremely politically conscious, who was not afraid, a woman who would have provided inspiration to a son. If we go back to history, we would recognize that Malcolm X came from a home where it was not an ordinary home, a home of inspiration, and her relationship with Julius Garvey and others, I believe, would have significantly inspired who he turned out to be. So I'm saying this morning to every woman who is here, every mother who is here, what are we going to take away this morning? What are we taking away from this very event this morning? I believe two critical things. One, it really doesn't matter where a woman comes from. Louise Little came from very humble beginnings. We are right here today. And many back then may have considered her someone who may not get very far in life just because of where she came from. And I say to us as women this morning, doesn't matter where we came from. All that matters is where we look to and where we intend to go. But not just where we intend to go, where we intend to take young men and boys. There's so many concerns throughout the world about young men and boys. But today I say, Louise Little is an inspiration to every mother in this audience. What inspiration will you provide to your son? Where will you take your son with you that could determine the rest of his life? And so as I close this morning, I want to especially recognize every single individual. There are so many persons who have been instrumental in making today what it is. I say hats off to you. Thank God for you. You are specially recognized. And may you continue to do everything that you can do in your capacity to recognize those who have gone before us and would have paved the way for what we enjoy today, the rights and freedom we enjoy, those who went before us. May God bless all of us. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Honorable Emlyn Pear. Today we also want to recognize the presence of the Ministry of Tourism, the Creative Economy, and Culture. We're going to have a few brief comments. We have the presence of the CCO, which is the Chief Cultural Officer, and the ACCO, and we'll have Mr. Kelvin Jacob, the Chief Cultural Officer, to brief us with some remarks.
Thank you, Ms. Patterson, and good afternoon, everyone. And I bring you greetings on behalf of the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Economy, and Culture. I stand on the protocol already established, welcoming all the dignitaries and visitors here, and all the locals from the community here as well, and the wider places in Grenada. What an honor it is for us to be standing today on sacred ground, where the home of Louise Langdon Little once stood. A place not just once of brick and timber, but of strength, dignity, and unwavering vision. As we gather to celebrate the 100th birthday of her son, Malcolm X, we do more than remember a man. We remember the roots that nourished him, the soil from which his courage and clarity was born. And those roots began right here with Louise Langdon Little. Louise was not merely Malcolm's mother. She was his first teacher, his first protector, and the one who planted in him the seeds of self-respect, black pride, and resistance to oppression. An immigrant from this land, Grenada, a writer of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, and a fearless Garveyite, Louise stood tall in a world doomed to shrink her. This site is not just where a home once stood, it is where a movement began. In lullabies laced with liberation, in stories told by candlelight that reminded a young boy of his ancestry and his worth. The home is gone, but its spirit is not. The spirit lives on in each of us, and soon it will rise again in the form of a monument, a tribute not just to a mother of a giant, but to a giant in her own right. Let the future of this monument remind generations to come that behind every great movement, there are mothers, women, visionaries, and often unsung heroes who shape history from behind the curtains of survival. On this centennial of Malcolm X's birth, let us not only say his name, let us remember hers, Louise Langdon Little. May her legacy be etched not just in stone, but in the hearts and actions of all who walk the path towards justice. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jacob. At this time, I would like to invite the CEO of the Grenada Cultural Foundation, Mr. Livingston Nelson, to brief us with some quick remarks.
Greetings, everyone. I would like to stand on the protocol already established, but selfishly, please permit me to single out one individual who to me, I took a photo recently and I was so happy that I was able to have a photo with the son of Marcus Garvey. Yes, to me that is an honor. Sir, you are my hero. Let me just say that both Garvey and Malcolm meant so much to me in growing up, in learning my history and in trying to find my own self. And what they represent to me is a depart from the regular struggle. Not the march, not the demonstration, not the lectures, not the gathering, but a call to action. Are we focusing on Marcus and Malcolm call to action? Here, as we gather here today, what is our charge? So several times we are all there, we're marching and we're having several discussions and panels and lecture on Black consciousness. Have we called our people to action? Are you encouraging your children to adopt an African name? Are you supporting the Black business in your community? Are you lobbying with your politicians and your district board to ensure that the Black agenda, that our children are endeared with what is our knowledge, what is our history, and respect for our elders? What is our charge? So personally, we have a responsibility to ensure that we live in the spirit of Malcolm and Marcus. And collectively, what is our charge? What do we tell our governments, our ministers? Are we trading with our neighbors, our Caribbean neighbors? Are we reaching out to Africa to form new alliances? Are we against the agenda? Are we focusing on the agenda that is given to us? Or do we seek and discuss and produce and develop our own agenda? What is the charge? So today I want us to depart, because if as a people for 300 years we have been doing the same thing, and again we have the same result, then we have to think differently. So I've been to several sessions like that, and I'm not hearing what is our charge as a people. I hear we praise ourselves. I hear we praise our personal accomplishments. What is our charge? What are we telling our young people? Are we naming the streets after our hero in Grenada? Are we having organizations and working alongside and collaborating with other such organizations that would build the black level of consciousness? I don't have all the answers here. But collectively, we have to think differently and act differently. We don't need permission from anybody else. We don't need funding from anybody else. We have it within our grasp. We have our own resources in order to channel a path that is different from how we were going for the last 300 years. I know I've said a lot, and I know we have a lot of other speakers, but I want to plant into our mind, just answer the question, what is our charge? Personally, what is your responsibility? Where do you shop? What do you buy? And then collectively, where do we trade? Which linkage do we bring? What is the result we want for our children in the next 200, next 500 years to come? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Appreciate it. At this time, I want to acknowledge a special young man. Throughout the activities that we have been having, we have stressed the importance of the intergenerational connection. What does that mean? The connection throughout generations, right? What is the linkage between the younger folks and our elders? It's very important. In the women's engagement last night, one of the young women asked, how do we foster relationships throughout generation? It was a very salient question with many answers, and today is an example of how we can do that. So we do have the presence of the Grenada Educational Development Foundation, GRENED, and Mr. Michael Mitchell, who is one of the leaders in charge. He could have spoken himself, but what did he do instead? He chose to offer the platform to someone younger, someone he'll be passing the baton to, and so I warmly welcome you, Mr. Wavell Dumont, to come and speak on behalf of the organization and to acknowledge the lovely young people that we have here today. Thank you.
Greetings to each and every one of you. My name is Wavell. Yes, my name is Wavell Dumont, representing the Grenada Education and Development Program. It is indeed a pleasure being here this afternoon with each and every one of you to celebrate this wonderful ceremony. At Grenada, we have been supporting student education for 28 years, and these students have been engaged in leadership training. We support them through financial assistance, mentorship, and education. Hence the reason why we're here today. Grenada strives to build strong, modeled pillars of society in these students that the generation coming after will look up to them and follow in their paths and even accomplish even greater. So I want to invite these students to stand. They're across there to stand, and I want to recognize them here today. All right. Again, it's a pleasure being here, and we do thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah.
At this time, it's my distinct pleasure to invite New York State Senator, James Sanders Jr. on all the trips we have made to Grenada. And every time we have invited him, he has been here. He has been a presence. It's always a pleasure working with your office and your staff. So let's give him a warm welcome. He loves Grenada. And so we're so happy to have you here, Senator. Thank you.
To the children of Malcolm X, I salute you. To the children of Marcus Garvey, I salute you. To the children of Maurice Bishop, I salute you. I am reminded of that great philosopher, Luther Vandross, actually, who said that a house is not a home. Yes, it is true that the house of our sister Louise is gone, but Grenada will always be the home to Sister Little. It is true that our brother Malcolm X is gone, but he alerted us that every shut eye ain't sleep, and every goodbye ain't gone. One of our previous speakers was speaking of the mother of a giant, and that is so accurate. It is also accurate to say that she was the giant of a mother. She was a woman forced under harsh circumstances to take her family and do the best that she could. The forces against her were enormous, especially in those days. Trying to be a black woman in one of the most racist parts of America at one of its most racist times, and raise children, healthy children. It's almost impossible to do it today. However, the seeds that were planted are good seeds. I'm looking at Grenada. It is so green here. I was told that if you just take a plant, a seed of any type, and throw it like that, you come back tomorrow and it's a tree. Well, I don't know about that, but I will tell you all that I did throw a mango pit somewhere over there. Now, when I come back here next year, I don't want to see you eating my mangoes. It is good to be together here. It's good that we are in a place where we are at the anniversary, 100 years of Malcolm. Imagine that. 100 years. When his enemies fired their weapons, they thought that was the end of the story. They just knew that they ended that. And I don't just mean the folk who fired the weapons, I also mean the agencies that sent him. They just knew that that was the end of this Malcolm story. Well, to them, we alert them that Malcolm is our seed, that they planted him, but as a seed, he is growing, and his children are sprouting all over. To the Institute of the Black World, y'all keep on doing what you're doing. That was a mighty prayer that you prayed, and only by prayer you got here, Brother Ron, and that you kept us here. To all of us gathered here together, we do need to have our charge. And our charge is to go back to the highways and the byways, to go back to the ignorance, to go back to all of those who are walking in darkness, and to say that there is light and the light is good and they should walk in the light. Having said those things, my friends, it is so beautiful here, but there are speakers better than I will ever be, and they're coming up behind me. It is with a great reluctance that I leave all of this greenness, and I'm praying that I'm going back to someplace warm. But if I could just ask the good people of Grenada, could you all bottle some of this heat so I can take it up north? Because sometimes it's cold up there, but the warmth of your spirits warm us. Thank you very much. Forward ever, backwards never.
Thank you so much, Senator. He's literally leaving from here straight to the airport. So thank you so much for being here, as always. So now we're going to move into the part of the program where we'll have some solidarity statements. Among the delegation, we have representation from some amazing movements in the United States of America, some great Black diasporic movements. And so we're so happy to have you here among us. And so we're going to call representation from each of those movements to be here. We're going to start with Sis, Miss Monifa Bandelli. She will be representing the Malcolm X grassroots movement and Movement for Black Lives. We're so happy to have you here. Come on up and have the stage with us.
Thank you so much, everyone. I am so excited to be here and honored to be here amongst not only the delegation that I arrived with, but the people of Grenada. So first off, I want to say that I am here representing the Movement for Black Lives, which is over 150 Black-led organizations from all over the United States. We all want to thank the people of Grenada for your fierce commitment to the Black world and for your history of modeling sovereignty, self-determination, steadfast development and growth in the face of threats, local and abroad, and bringing and birthing one of the most fierce leaders of our time, Maurice Bishop. We thank you, Grenada. Our movements are cross borders, they are cross generations, and they are interconnected. We know that the work we do today is built on the work of the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, it's built on Maurice Bishop, and it's built on Malcolm X, and it's built on Louise Langdon Little. And our modern day movement in the United States, we are working day in and day out to smash the vestiges of slavery, which is our modern day incarceration system. We call ourselves abolitionists. And we fight against the criminalization of Black people at home and abroad because we know that it's used as a tool for our oppression here and also to prevent us from connecting to our brothers and sisters around the world because of the stories and the narratives that they create to criminalize and to separate us. But we know that together, which all the ancestors that I named have taught us, that together, not only will we smash the vestiges of slavery throughout the African diaspora, we will smash the vestiges of colonialism that currently keep us back today. And in smashing those systems, we want to be clear, because in the Movement for Black Lives, we don't just talk about blocking, we also talk about building. We don't just talk about divesting, we talk about investing. And we know that when we work together with our brothers and sisters from around the diaspora, we can actually build and actualize the visions of Marcus Garvey, the visions of Louise Langdon Little, the visions of Maurice Bishop, the visions of Malcolm X. It is on us to bring those visions to a reality, and the only way that we can do it is as a united Black world. Thank you so much for having me here. We are inspired by Grenada.
Next, we'd like to call Mr. Charles Mitchell from the Malcolm X Commemoration Committee. Mr. Mitchell.
Blessings. Hotep Africans. Where Brooklyn at? Don't be, we not bougie now. Where Brooklyn at? Where's Jamaica at? Where's Trinidad at? Where's Grenada at? That's what I'm talking about. We are African people. And we can take pride in the individual islands or the boroughs that we come from, but we need to understand that we are Africans, first and foremost. I asked these young people to come up. One young man, his name is Kyrie. He's actually from Malcolm's family, which I didn't know when I asked him to come up. And one young sister, Talika. Oh, here, you say your name.
Tamika.
Say it again, say it loud.
Tamika.
Tamika, you say your name.
Karim.
I asked them to come up here because we need to make this real for them. Not just asking them to stand up back there somewhere to pull them into the history that they're witnessing. Too often I go to these events and I see young people bored and distracted and looking at their cell phones. They need to be a part of this because one day I expect you, Kyrie, and you, Talik, to be up here leading our people. Yes, don't look at me like I'm crazy. One day you're going to be up here leading our people, and if you're not leading our people, you're going to be leading your children. And so when we honor Louise Langdon Norton Little on this site for her son's 100th birthday anniversary, we need to make it clear that we are not just honoring her as a mother, as the person who birthed Malcolm X. We are honoring her for her own genius. For her own genius. This is her soil. Malcolm was not born here. She was born here. So we have to give her extra special love for what she contributed to the UNIA, to her family, and to the communities in America and Canada and other places in which she did her work. Her work, not Malcolm's work, her work. Too often when we speak of our sisters, we only honor them for being mothers or being in a particular field. We don't never really honor the sisters for their greatness in helping our people. So we have to speak that into these children, especially this young man right here who's in her family and doesn't quite know how he ties and connects to her, especially to this young lady who was on the soil that Malcolm's mother was on, and yet she may not know her full story and be inspired by her. I have the honor of being here as a member of the Malcolm X Commemoration Committee, which was formed by Herman Ferguson, Ialua Ferguson, Yori Kochiyama, and so many others that actually worked with Malcolm X. I have the honor of being here as a member of the Sons of Africa, who every year, and this year will be the 60th year since Malcolm was assassinated, and we've been doing this. We gather around the grave of Malcolm X to honor him. So it is especially an honor for me to be able to also honor his mother on the site in which she was born and nurtured by her family. We need to make this real for us. We need to make this real for our next generations. We need them to understand that our struggle is not just a struggle for Grenada. It's not just a struggle for Jamaica or Trinidad and Tobago or Carriacou. Our struggle is a struggle for all African people. And when we all win, we will all be free to be self-determined. We will all be free to control the politics, the economics, and the culture of the communities and the nations in which we are the majority peoples. That's what she taught her son. That's where she lived her life doing the work in the UNIA, teaching our people and organizing our people around. So Malcolm didn't get that from the Nation of Islam. I don't care what they tell you. Malcolm got that from the teachings that were instilled in him by Louise Langdon Norton Little and Earl Little, and that were instilled in them by their parents and grandparents that preceded them. And so we need to speak that same life into these young people, that it's not just about going to get an education. It's not just about going to get an education. It's not just about going to get an education to better yourself. Your job in getting that education, yes, is to better yourself, and to be able to take care of your family, but it's also to contribute to freeing African people and providing businesses. If you're a nurse, speaking up for them in the healthcare system. If you're a teacher, speaking up for them in the education system. If you're a politician, being a real servant leader to our people. That is the tradition in which Louise Langdon Norton Little lived and taught her children and taught Malcolm. And Malcolm taught that to the brothers and sisters in the nation. The things that we give credit to Elijah Muhammad to, they weren't speaking the same language that Malcolm was speaking it to. He taught them. And that influence of his mother still lives on in the ministers and other folks that Malcolm taught. So let's get it clear. She gets all the honor and the glory, and Earl Little get all the honor and the glory. Amen? Amen? Ashe, family. Hotep.
Thank you, Charles. Next, would like to invite Ms. Shamika Simpson. She came all the way from Omaha, Nebraska, as a senior policy advisor for the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. We are happy to have you here, sis. Come share the mic with us.
Hello, good people. Thank you for having us here. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, which is actually the birthplace of Malcolm X. He was born at 3448 Pinckney Street, which is right down the street from where we stay. His mother, Louise Langdon Little, was there in Omaha, Nebraska with her husband, Earl Little, as representatives of the UNIA, the Universal Negro Improvement Association. They had came to Omaha, Nebraska to set up a delegation. She was also a writer of the newspaper, The Negro World. And when she birthed Malcolm in Omaha, she birthed him there in the midst of hate, in the midst of poverty, in the midst of suffering, but also in the midst of great love. Miss Little herself was a visionary. She was a prophetess. She knew when her husband was going to die. She warned him ahead of time not to go, and he did anyway. Miss Little was a woman who spoke many languages. And so when she was the writer of the Negro World, she was able to actually interpret that into more than one language. So she had the gift of tongues. She had the gift of vision. She had the gift of being able to teach her children what was most important. And what was most important was not money. What was most important was not fame or glory. Once again, not too many people knew who she was because Earl Little, her husband, was a minister who would travel. And they knew him but didn't know her, but she was the backbone of everything that made Malcolm X who he was. In January of 1925, the year that Malcolm X was born, the KKK, which is the Ku Klux Klan, a hate group that was sent to kill and oppress and suppress United States citizens who were trying to lift their race, they actually chased Malcolm X and his family out of Omaha. While she was pregnant with Malcolm in Omaha, Nebraska in 1925 in a cold, wintry month, they came and they threatened her and her family with death because they didn't like the work that they were doing there. It is because of that Malcolm only was allowed to stay in Omaha for 2 years. He ended up having to leave because they thought that they would be killed because of the hatred and the racism that they faced in Omaha. So we appreciate the fact that Louise Langdon, even though she came from here, Grenada, she was able to bring a piece of herself, of that freedom fighting spirit to Omaha. And she birthed a seed in Omaha, Nebraska that can never be cut down, a tree that has grown into something that we can see its leaves and its fruit populate till this day. So we appreciate, once again, the Grenadian people sharing Louise with us. And we appreciate Omaha, Nebraska being able to be that incubating home that grew Malcolm's seed into the tree of life and liberty that he represents for us. Thank you all.
At this time, I would like to welcome Kim Poole. She will be doing a cultural expression and she will also be reading a solidarity statement. And I'll let her introduce who the statement is from.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home.
And I start with that song because when they asked me to speak and say a few words about Louise Langdon Little, I didn't feel qualified. I said there should be somebody in Ledig, Grenada, that speaks on behalf of Mama Louise Langdon Little. See, when we're back in Baltimore or in New York or doing our Zooms and your voice is not there, sure, I'll tell you what I know about this mama, but when we go back to Grenada, I want to be a student. I want to sit at the feet of her lineage, direct bloodline that's still there, those that are safeguarding this knowledge. But then I remembered that she understood the fear of what it means to be a black woman living in the context of a white world, afraid that her children won't make it. I understood, and I reminded myself that she understood what it meant to have the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, surround her house where her husband had been killed and have to stand toe-to-toe with them, just like my mother and my grandmother and my grandmother's grandmother. You see, Mama Louise Langdon Little is unique because she is all of our mother. She is our Pan-African mother of the entire diaspora. She can relate to us all. She lived all of our experiences. And so when I stand here today to read the statement from a president, you see, we have a Pan-African family, a global African family, and they agree that Mama Louise Langdon Little is their mother too. So though they can't be here in person, they sent their words to let you know that global Africa sees you, Grenada. This land of spice is spicy. Mama Louise Langdon Little was the allspice. When you say you're going to UK and you're going to the US looking for greener pastures, you're going to these places for your better education because you came from humble beginnings. A girl like me from Baltimore with dilapidated buildings all around, I come to this land and I see abundance. I see rich greatness. I see the mango trees and the nutmeg. She didn't come from humble beginnings. It was because she was from this soil of abundance that it didn't matter that they surrounded her house. She knew who she was, a daughter from this soil. It was in her blood, and that bloodline runs through you. And because she lent her time with us in Grand Rapids, Michigan, in Omaha, Nebraska, we get to call her our mother too. And we'll take her stories with us into Uganda and Tanzania and Gambia and Liberia. We will share your stories. And this monument, this living monument that we are building to her, is not a building. It's these trees that stand tall. It's this soil. The monument is already here. It's in your faces. And I see it. I see the pride here in Grenada. I'm going to read a statement on behalf
of President Bobby Wine out of Uganda. And it wouldn't be appropriate for me to do that without asking for some audience participation. So when I say people, you say power. People. People. When I say people, you say power. People. People. Because our struggle continues. You see, here in Grenada, you're black every day. You see black newscasters. You see black presidents, black ministers of tourism and culture. So you sometimes forget in this bubble, in this abundance, in this island of spice, that we are still at war with Eurocentric values that cloud our mind and judgment that live inside our heart. So this monument, this sacred ground is a blessing because it will be that reminder of our connection to each other. And so I'm proud to say these words on behalf of President Bobby Wine. He said that in 1964, Malcolm made 2 trips to Africa. He met African leaders, including Egypt's Nasser, Tanzania's Julius Nyerere, Kenya's Jomo Kenyatta, Uganda's Obote, Ghana's Nkrumah, Nigeria's Azikiwe, Guinea's Sekou Touré. Malcolm did that. Malcolm was so inspired by the Organization of African Unity that he launched the Organization of Afro-American Unity, the OAAU, in New York. And tomorrow's his birthday, May 19th, 1925. 100 years later, his mission is still alive and well in you, that he wanted to unite the black diaspora beyond our geographical boundaries and the illusions of our divisions. Before Malcolm X could realize this vision, he was taken from us. But I was so glad to hear one of the speakers say that he lives on. A seed that planted, rooted, and grounded with the water. I shall not be moved. Uganda's National Unity Platform stands in support with you. They are here today to support your story's continuity across the African continent. My name is Kim Poole, and on behalf of the Teaching Artists Institute in 9 countries, 7 of which are on the continent of Africa, we pledge to take your spices, to build the real relationships of exchange, to erect the star line of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, to build these connections so that American Airlines is not the only flight once a day that flies onto that ramp that Maurice Bishop's legacy built for us. We pledge today to not see this monument as history that we remember, but as a reminder of our mission today. Again, my name is Kim Poole, and I too am a daughter of Mama Louise Langdon Little. Thank you for allowing me to grace this sacred ground.
Thank you so much, sis. Could the driver of P141 please move your vehicle? You're blocking someone that has to leave immediately. So if you're here, can you kindly help us out with that? At this point in time, I would like to introduce Baba Akili. He will be representing the IBW board. He will also be representing Black Lives Matter Grassroots. And he'll also have a letter to read from the family of Malcolm X.
Welcome, and thank you all so much for this particular honor. For me and my household, it is said that I may not remember my children's birthday, but I always remember Malcolm's birthday. And Malcolm and I shared something together. We both came into enlightenment and consciousness as we were locked up. We both changed our lives when we got out. So it's particularly important and special to me. And I want to thank the chair of the board and the president of the Institute of the Black World, Ron Daniels, for allowing this. I'm going to read to you this letter, a moving letter, a letter that I think communicates and shares the thought and the appreciation. On April 14th, 2025, dear Dr. Ron Daniels, I extend my deepest gratitude for your unwavering advocacy on behalf of the work of my family and for the meaningful tribute you have organized in honor of my grandmother, Miss Louise Little. The delegation you and IBW 21st Century you have assembled to journey to the birthplace, to the countryside in Grenada, West Indies, embodies the spirit, the humanity, and responsibility that has long guided our family. As I expressed at Mother AME Zion Church 14 years ago in 2011, I remain proudly thankful for the unwavering commitment to the cause of both civil and human rights. Please be advised that I wholeheartedly support the pilgrimage and the devotion and the reverence that it brings. I commend every member of the delegation for the time, the energy, and the love that you bring to this country and to the people. May your travels be safe and impactful, and may the people of Grenada continue to thrive and grow strength in their enduring pursuit of freedom and justice. Lastly, may our Lord of the worlds continue to guide and bless you all. With love and appreciation, Dr. Ileana Shabazz, Board Chairwoman, Malcolm X, and Dr. Betty Shabazz Memorial and Education Center. Thank you.
And the last of our solidarity statements, I would like to introduce Mr. David Abdullah. He's a political leader, Movement for Social Justice member, and a regional executive committee, and the Assembly of Caribbean People of Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Abdullah.
Thank you very much, Sister Pauline. All protocols previously observed. Sisters and brothers, good afternoon. Not hearing you. Good afternoon. It's a great afternoon, isn't it? When we could be here on this particular spot to remember and honor a woman of this soil, Louise Langdon Little. And of course, we remember through her son Malcolm, whose birthday will be on Monday. Centennial of his birthday would be Monday. I want to leave you with just two words that I ask you to remember. The first one is history. History, because if we don't know where we have come from, we can't understand where we are today, and we sure will not know where we are going tomorrow. And one of the problems of Caribbean societies is that the colonial education system never taught us our real history, which is the history of ordinary working people who fought, gave their lives, struggled, sacrificed to make this Caribbean a civilization of which we can all be proud. Because we can truly be proud of the tremendous people who we in the Caribbean have produced. One of them who we honor today. And one of the things that we have to break, we have to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery and change our education system so we understand and know our true history. The second word is solidarity. Now, I know about solidarity because I was an officer of the Oilfields Workers Trade Union in Trinidad and Tobago for 39 years. that union would not have started without someone called Cuba Uriah Buzz Butler, who was from where? I hear you, Grenada. But of course, Trinidad and Tobago, we claimed him as our national hero too. And one of my comrades said, if you want to see Grenada and St. Vincent, start at the bottom of Laventille Hill and go up the road. Or start in Point and come through La Brea and head to Faizabad and Palsik. All the Grenadians understand what I'm talking about, not so? Right. As I came up the hill, I met a brother, he said his name was Leslie. And Leslie from Point, I went to UE with him. So, solidarity is important. And what this is about, with the delegation that Brother Ron Daniels brought, is demonstrating solidarity in a real way, not just with talk, but with action. And we need, in Trinidad and Tobago and the Office Workers Trade Union, and I'm just giving us a solidarity message. I will not say all the things we did in solidarity with the Grenadian Revolution, with Morris and everybody else. So I want us to say that we must not try to fight our battles individually by ourselves. Let us come together because we are stronger when we are together. And that means solidarity. So in the words of my former friend and comrade, and words that we use in the trade union movement and our political movement every time we end our speech, I say, forward ever, backward never, forward ever, backward never, forward ever, backward never. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So we have come to one of my favorite parts in the program. We're going to have some artistic, cultural dedication. And I want to introduce some friends of the organization. We're going to have gracing the stage La Buchan Creative Center and Lion Pride Percussions. Can we please put our hands together for our amazing artists, creatives who leap to be in community with us. We really appreciate them. So thank you all for being here today.
Hey. made strong by the hands of the Almighty. Let's move forward in this generation, triumphantly. So won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever had. Redemption song. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the times. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. So won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever had. Redemption song. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. So won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever had. Redemption song. These songs of freedom. Redemption song. These songs of freedom. Redemption song. Redemption song. Redemption song.
Good day, good afternoon to everyone. It's a pleasure to see all you beautiful black people here. Yeah? You're beautiful? You believe you're beautiful? No, I ain't finding all the moving like beautiful black people. Good afternoon. Rose up early this morning to the sound of crying. Another mother shedding her tears. Why all the pain and suffering? Why all the senseless killing? Could it be that nobody cares? So many sons lost in the slaughter, blood running in these streets like water. A gun in our hand knows no friend. Woman well selling debt in my land, getting rich off the souls of the children. Can you tell me when will it end? How many more Jah must carry this load? How many more Jah before we tread down Zion's door? Sing with me, sing woyo, 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 woyo. 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 Heavenly Father, won't you hear my plead? Send a helping hand for the country. Demand is no solution. I'm begging for the children's future. Oh, Jack Jobs got them by the collar. Can we stop this mind pollution? Too many starving and too many hungry. Too many hopeless souls in the city. Is it that there's no hope? Too many big shots with too much connection. Too many loopholes in Babylon system. Can you tell me when will it end? How many more Jah must carry this load? How many more Jah before we track down Zion's door? Sing with me, sing with me. Sing woyo, 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 woyo. Sing woyo, 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 woyo. Sing woyo, 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 go. Sing woyo, 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 woyo. And how many more Jah must carry this load? Oh, how many more Jah before we track down Zion's door? How many more Jah? How many more Jah? How many more?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? Lovely. Well, we know that Louise Langdon, she was a fighter. We know that Malcolm was a fighter, he was a soldier. And we know that all of us are soldiers and fighters in the universal struggle for the improvement of the black situation. So this one here is from another fighter. I'm sure we all know him. His name is Bob Marley. I'm sure you all know this song too, so feel free to sing along. Ready? until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Sing, everywhere is war. We say war. That until they're no longer first class and second class citizens of any nation. And we say war. And until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes. And we say why? That until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race. And we say why? That until that day, the dream of lasting peace, citizenship, rule of international morality will remain in but a fleeting illusion to be pursued, but never attained. When everywhere is, and they say why, and until the ignoble and unhappy regimes that hold our brothers in Angola, in Mozambique, South Africa, suffer human bondage, when everywhere is war. Say war. War in the east, war in the west, war up north, war down south. And we say war. Rumors of war. And until that day, the African continent will not know peace. We Africans will fight to find it necessary, and we know we shall win, as we are confident in the victory. The good over evil, the good over evil. War in the east, war in the west, war up north, war down south. I'm gonna say why. Rumors of war. I'm gonna say why. Rumors of war. Let me hear ya. I'm gonna say why. Rumors of war. I'm gonna say why. Rumors of war. War in the east, war in the west, war up north, war down south. I'm gonna say why. Rumors of war. I'm gonna say why. gentlemen.
Could my handy dandy unveiling assistants please help me to my right, to your left? So the Institute of the Black World 21st Century, understanding the importance of the history and the legacy and the sacredness of this land for Louise Langdon Little, will be donating to the family and to the Malcolm X Family Foundation here in Grenada a monument in the honor of Louise Langdon Little. So today what we would like to do is to temporarily mark this place, mark this sacred land by unveiling a billboard that will be a representation, a minor representation of the monument we plan to put here. So on the count of 3, we'll have the unveiling, and then I will have the distinct pleasure of introducing one of my favorite sacred people in the world to bless the monument, the space, and all of us here. All right, let's go. Y'all ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go! Oh my God! Thank you guys so much. Can we have a round of applause for our cultural accompanists? They are remarkable. Can we put our hands together for them one more time? So the billboard that you're seeing here, it's just positioned here temporarily so everyone can see it. But it will be moved to where the tent is, so it will be visible from the road, right? This is sacred land, this is private land. But we're going to mark it in a way that whoever passes here knows the importance and the history of this space. All right. So I would now like to pass the mic, because I know Father Hugh is on the ground among the people type of religious and spiritual leader. He hails from
Petit Martinique.
P.T. Martinique, right? Rooted deep in culture and history himself. And one of the themes of this weekend that emerged in many of the conversation was the importance of leading with vulnerability and how vulnerability is a beautiful strength and it allows us to connect with each other. One of the things that I admire about Father Hugh is that he is not scared to lead from his vulnerability, to lead from his humanity, even as a man of faith. And that is a great example for me as a young woman or youth in the church. We really appreciate all what you do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for answering the call, as always, and I will pass it to you.
Thank you, Sister Pauline, and good afternoon to everyone. I'm going to wear a stole from Mother Africa, and specifically from Ghana, gifted to me a few months ago. So we pray. God of our ancestors, God of yesterday, God of today, God of tomorrow, we invite your presence here this afternoon as we honor your daughter, our sister, our mother, Louise Langdon Little. She was, and she is for us, a pillar of wisdom, of courage, and of black pride. She was born from a legacy of survival and resistance. She was knotted here on this very ground in freedom's light. And out of a very womb, Lord, you brought forth Malcolm X, your son, our brother, whose life was founded on justice, a foundational principle of God. Lord, our ancestors have fought, have preached, have toiled, have shed blood for the gift of freedom. And today we stand here to honor them and to thank them and to remember them. May this monument that will be erected on this spot, on this ground, this sacred ground, may not only be a monument made of stone and wood, but maybe may it be a seed. May it be a fire that will burn in our hearts and minds, that we will never grow tired and weary of fighting for freedom, for breaking new forms of ways of which we are colonized. And Lord, in all aspects of ways of which we are oppressed, oh God, we pray as black people that we will have the courage and the zeal to not remain quiet, but stand and let our voice be heard. And may we not be afraid. For what our ancestors have started, we're invited today to continue. And so we ask you to open the heavens, and may your many blessings fall down upon this place. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord, kumbaya. And the people of God say, amen. And the people of God say, and the people of God say, may God bless you.
Thank you so much, Father Hugh. At this point in time, he has been acknowledged many times. We are grateful for him being here with us. His legacy is great, but he is also great. There are not enough words to do him justice, but I would like to invite Dr. Julius Garvey to make some comments. Thank you for your life, your history, your legacy, your dedicated work. Thank you for the work of your father, working to honor his history and his legacy. We are so blessed to have you here. Thank you for coming to Grenada finally. So I'll pass you the mic now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's indeed a pleasure and an honor for me to be here and to be in Grenada and to be part of this delegation. I think you've heard the width of the Pan-Africanism of the delegation that's here, so I won't repeat it. But I do think we have lessons to learn, historical lessons, educational lessons, to learn from the life of Louise Langdon Little. She's a Grenadian, and she represents the Caribbean in terms of who she was, what she had to do to survive. Slavery ended in the Caribbean somewhere around 1838. We can say 1834, we could say 1838. But of course, there was no reparation for the slaves. It was the slave masters who got reparations. So the slaves and the children of the slaves had no land and had nothing with which to start life. So many had to emigrate to find work and to make a living. My father did. Louise Langdon did. And she went through Canada, and she ended up in Nebraska, and she ended up with Mr. Little. She ended up in the organization of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League. In other words, she was one of those revolutionary Africans that came out of the Caribbean and joined revolutionary Africans in America to continue the revolution, because we were in revolution from the time we left Mother Africa. We have been revolting from the time we were kidnapped from Mother Africa. And she gave birth to a fantastic revolutionary who carried on the work of the revolutionaries of the previous generation. Malcolm not only carried on the revolution, he helped to shape it, and he gave his life for it. That was not the end of the revolution. As Malcolm said, the revolution was not going to be televised. And the revolution has continued. And it continued here in this country with Morris Bishop. And the revolution arrived, and the revolution was crushed. And it was crushed internally, and it was crushed externally by Reagan. But we're still in a time of revolution. Now we have Traore in Burkina Faso with another aspect of the revolution. But we see that the enemies of the revolution are alive and well. But this time we know that the revolution cannot be crushed, because history is on our side. And none of them can stop the time. Isn't that what one of our cultural heroes told us in Redemption Song? It's important for us. I want to take a moment to say something about our cultural heroes, because our cultural heroes are the ones that take the revolution to the people and help us to popularize the revolution, as Bob Marley did with Redemption Song. And he took the words of my father in a speech in Halifax, Nova Scotia in 1937, when he said, he told us that we must liberate our minds from mental slavery. Brother Bob took that and made that into Redemption Song. Kim Poole today exemplifies what our cultural heroes have to do to carry the story, to tell the history, and to continue to teach. And that's why we are here today, to carry on the revolution. And somebody said earlier on, what's the takeaway? What's the charge? The charge is to continue the revolution. It cannot stop. We are in continuous revolution because we have not achieved our goal. Our goal is the liberty and freedom of our people, freedom from interference, freedom from direction by others, freedom to be ourselves, and freedom to institute African humanism as the new paradigm for the 21st century. So every day is Revolution Day. And every day when you wake up, you have to understand that you're an African. Every day that you wake up, you're not just a Grenadian. No, you're an African. You're not just from Brooklyn. No, you're an African from Brooklyn. You're not just from Africa. You're an African from Africa. You're not just Nigerian. Okay, you're an African. So that's the key to the revolution. We have to know we're Africans. We have to know, therefore, that we're one people. And we have to know, therefore, that we have to be united. United, we're strong. Divided, we're weak. United, we can conquer. Divided, the revolution will fail once again. So I'm indeed pleased to be here with IBW and the delegation. This is a revolutionary step. It's a revolutionary moment as we honor one of our ancestors. And we'll make Grenada proud in honoring one of our ancestors. So I say, Brother Ron, thank you for what you're doing. You're a true revolutionary. You're carrying the revolution forward. And certainly we're here with Brother Ron, right? Absolutely. So I don't know what else to say. I'm not going to make a long speech. I want to say that how pleased I am to be part of the revolution, to be continuing not something that my father started, but something that my father was a part of, something that Louise Little was a part of, something that Malcolm X was a part of, something that Morris Bishop was a part of, and something that we are all a part of. And it is our duty to carry the revolution forward. One God, one aim, one destiny, one love.
Thank you so much. Can we put our hands together for Dr. Garvey? At this point in time, we'd like to do a special presentation. So I'd like to call Dr. Daniels to the stage. And where's Mr. Wilson? Mr. Wilson, sharing of the land as always. Mr. Wilson, can you grace us on the stage for a second, please? Thank you.
All right, let's give it up again for Dr. Julius Garvey. Let's give it up again, a rousing round of applause for the son of the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Dr. Julius Garvey. All right, brothers and sisters, we are about to conclude the program. But before we do, it is vitally important that we continue to recognize this humble man who had the audacity and the courage and the vision to say, I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, as we might say in the States. I'm gonna remember the legacy of Malcolm X. I'm going to remember the legacy of Louise Langdon Little as one of my relatives, to make sure that the notion and the idea that Malcolm and his mother have roots right here in Grenada never, ever dies. And that person is none other than Mr. Terrence Wilson. And so, Mr. Wilson, on behalf of the Institute of the Black World 21st Century, we thought it fit on this occasion to present you with one of our highest awards, the Pan-African Service Award. And this award reads, Pan-African Service Award presented to Terrence Wilson for his vision and tireless dedication to honoring Malcolm X by uplifting the legacy of his mother, Louise Langdon Little, as Grenada's gift to the Black world. This is an award to you, Mr. Wilson.
Good afternoon. I am most grateful to the Black World and all the organizations here who are supporting me in this endeavor here and giving me this honor which I accept on the behalf of family and every Pan-Africanist minded person that we are fighting to keep the struggles alive. We are fighting for sovereignty worldwide in Grenada, Africa, wherever the problem is. We are fighting for sovereignty. I want to say thank you so much. Words would fail me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, I thought that's what I wanted to do. That's why I wasn't getting called in. All right, well, has it been a great occasion? Has it been a great occasion? Will I get the final word before the benediction? And on behalf of the Institute of the Black World 21st Century, I just want to provide a little context in terms of why we came here on this day. And let me just say, I have to just remember those who came before and looked at this space. There was nothing here but a field, weeds. It was a birthplace, yes, but we want to thank all of the people, Pauline in particular, and all the people who got all of this leveled off and the tents and everything to make this ceremony beautiful. Give them a big round of applause, please. It is, you would not, you have to see the before and after, because this is really, really beautiful. And the monument is only beginning. This is a poster, this is a billboard, this is just the beginning of marking this site in a way that we think will one day become a cultural, historical site that people from all over the world will come to this site. And it will not only benefit all of us universally in the Pan-African world, it will also benefit the village of the Dig and all of the people who gave birth to Louise Langdon Little. Let me just say quickly that we have come to this place, the Institute of the Black World 21st Century, because we see hope in Grenada. We've come to this place because of the spirit of the Grenada Revolution. We have come to this place because of the spirit of Maurice Bishop. And for a moment, we were hesitant to come back because as a young radical, a young Pan-Africanist, I was inspired by the Grenada Revolution. Black people all over the world were inspired by you here in Grenada. But when the Grenada Revolution imploded and exploded, whatever happened to it, it was a great pain. But they say joy and balm comes in the morning. And so on October 19, 2023, when Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell lifted the veil, decided to begin the healing process, and declared October 19th All Heroes Day, and uplifted Maurice Bishop and all those who were martyred. We came back with great celebration and great pride. And we not only came out of sentimentality, we came with the conviction that if you would permit us to join hands with you, that we want to work with you to see that Grenada rises one more time to be at the forefront, not only of building a people-based democracy here in Grenada, but the kind of society that the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey envisioned. And indeed, even Martin Luther King, when he talked about a revolution of values that produces a people-oriented society, not a thing-oriented society, so that we, not only in this society, will be inspired and can participate, but you will be at the forefront of inspiring people of African descent all over the world. And so what we did today and what we've attempted to do today is a part of a Grenada action agenda that talks about, among other things, helping to find out where the remains are of Maurice Bishop. What did the United States of America do with it? We demand that those remains be returned, that there be a decent burial, that there be closure, that we work with you in terms of economic development, that we work with you in terms of educational development, and yes, in terms of continuing to work with these magnificent artists and activists, in terms of being at the forefront of a social revolution to change not only Grenada, but the world. So that is the context that brought us here today. We didn't just come out of sentimentality. We didn't just come because we could have come other places, but we came to this place and this spot to make it sacred ground and sacred soil as a part of a broader agenda that would help to inspire the world to be a much better place. And so we know that the spirit of Louise Langdon Little lives. We know that the spirit of El Haj Malik Omawale, our black shining prince, lives. We know that the spirit of Maurice Bishop lives. We know that when we see all of these beautiful people here, that as Marcus Garvey said, look for me in the whirlwind and in the storm. He said that you cannot, in effect, kill me, because I will come generation after generation. I will keep coming, and you keep coming. As Maya Angelou said, strong women and men keep coming. And that is what we see today. So we say in that regard, long live Louise Langdon Little. Long live Louise Langdon Little. Long live Malcolm X. Long live Malcolm X. Long live Maurice Bishop. Long live the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Long live Marcus Garvey. Up, you mighty race. You can accomplish what you will. Up, you mighty race. We can accomplish what we will. Up, you mighty race. We can accomplish what we will.
Thank you so much, Dr. Daniels. And since you put Mr. Wilson on the spot, we're about to put you on the spot. So can you join me here for a second? For decades, your insightful analysis, strategic guidance, and unwavering commitment have been instrumental in advancing the cause of Pan-Africanism and in challenging the persistent realities of racial injustice. Your work has not only shaped critical conversations, but has also galvanized action and empowering communities to strive for a more just and equitable world. We recognize and deeply value your sacrifices and the profound impact of your service. Your legacy of leadership undoubtedly continues to inspire future generations to carry forward the vital work you have so passionately championed. So with deep appreciation, the Institute of the Black World 21st Century presents this award to the long-distance runner for justice or fearless leader, Dr. Ron Daniels. He did not know this was coming, people. I was plotting all week.
Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Get the next one. Okay, I'm not done plotting yet. One of the things we spoke about is the importance of remembering that even if we have been disconnected as Black people, there's so many opportunities of reconnection, right? And some of the women last night asked, how do we connect with each other in our own communities? What can we do? And Karen said it starts at hello, right? And sometimes it just starts with just saying hi to someone and being responsive to the call. So when we were coming to Grenada, there were some people who were very much responsive to the call, and they joined us to help bring this work forward, to help lift up the history and the legacy, to help strengthen our pride as Grenadians, to help us know that in the larger scape, in the larger world, like the senator says, Grenada packs a punch. And so all the representatives from the Ministry of Tourism, the creative economy, and culture, can you all please join me on the stage, if anyone is still here? Can you all please join me to receive this award on behalf of the organization? We really do appreciate you being in community with us. I see Suzanne coming up, so come on up. Let's put our hands together. Here comes Mr. Kelvin Jacob. They as well did not know, and Louis, you're presented. Thank you. Yeah. Kelvin is coming. Where's Georgia? Where's Georgia here? She left already? She's still here? Georgia. Sorry to call you out, sis. Thank you so much for being in community with us, and we wanted to give you all something that you can add to your collection. We really appreciate all that you have done, and we appreciate continued community. Also, when we were first coming to Grenada, we wanted to find an organization that was really a pillar of Grenadian history and culture. And so we could not think of a better example of a family so rich and deep in the history and legacy. So to Mrs. Ann Peters, Mr. Francis Urias Peters, I would like to invite everyone from the Labucan Creative Center to please join us on stage as we present this award to Zalika. Thank you for being an example of passing the baton and torch to the future generation. And thank you for being a capable, strong, beautiful, amazing woman that I have met. And I'm so proud of everything that you do. And I know that it's okay. We appreciate you and we thank you so much. We thank all of you. And can you all just join her on stage, please, and just join her in community. Give our regards to your parents. All right, okay. One more to go. One more to go. It is very important to continue, like I said, acknowledging the importance of a history and a culture, especially our culture, right? It is the deep fabric that makes the distinction that makes us who we are as Grenadian people. And so when we see that there are amazing artists and creatives that sink themselves deep into expressing the importance of our culture and strengthening our culture by dedicating their craft to that, it is so important for them to be recognized and acknowledged. So could all the drummers from Lion Pride Percussions, Kevin, the creative director of Lion Pride Percussions, who joined us in community, who did not ask any questions, we want to present you all also with an award. Can every one of you please come on stage? We appreciate you dearly. You guys are amazing, and we are giving you your flowers here today. Thank you guys so much for being here, for answering the call to culture always. We truly appreciate you guys. Can we put our hands together? Thank y'all. Okay, guys, we're about to do the benediction, but before I do that, I'm going to quickly just run through some people we want to thank. Of course, we thank the Ministry of Culture. We also want to thank the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I hope this shows us of the strength of our Grenadian community. So specifically for the clearing of the land, I would like to thank my dear family friend, J. Mac Bobcart Backhoe and Trucking Services. Thank you so much. This is him right here. He's the one that cleared and excavated the land for me. I know I was driving him crazy, but he took good care of me. Thank you so much for always showing up. Also, Mikey. I know you didn't expect this, but thank you so much. He was my old schoolmate, and he jumped on the call as well. To Dwight and Creative Chef, to Miss Ellen Bishop Spielman and the Morris Bishop Institute, to Miss Valma Jessamy for hosting us, to Akira, Giselle, Brenda, Carrid, Uncle Gordon, who came out of retirement to survey the land with me. I truly appreciate you. Thank you for being here today. To Raheem Peters. Raheem, where are you? He's the one that's responsible for the beautiful paintings that we're seeing today. So we want to give him his flowers as well. To Kalisha and Kizi that came on the site and I just put you to work and you jumped in, and to all the other guys that jumped in to help. We really appreciate you all as well. And last but not least, Paco, where are they? Come true. Come true. Thank you for answering my late night calls, my 3 o'clock in the morning calls, come on, man, we go figure it out. Thank you for being that person that showed up for me. I am not present here on the ground, but you made sure that everything was taken care of. He was responsible for helping me with the site, so I just want to lift him up. Thank you guys so much again. Let's put our hands together for everybody. And I would like to welcome Reverend Dylan to do the benediction, and then we'll have the closing acts by our creatives. Thank you guys.
Grenada, come on, let's put our hands together if you're feeling good. Come on, everybody, put your hands together if you're feeling good. Wow, what an awesome, awesome, awesome day this is. If I could just quickly, with everybody's attention, if I could just quickly reflect on a scripture as we close. And that is Peter saying to his colleagues, it is good for us to be here. So let us build 3 tabernacles. I am saying to us, Grenada, that it is good for us to be here. Let us build 1 monument. Come on, put your hands together if you're with me. We're determined that a monument must be erected on this site, at this location. This is sacred ground. And let me tell you something, some of us had challenges getting here. I love the word of Frederick Douglass. Without struggle, there can be no progress. Come on, put your hands together if you believe that. And so, despite the challenges, despite the struggles, we are determined that there will be progress because this ground is sacred. Now, if I could put this in context, we thank God that He is the master, He's the creator, and God has always instructed His people stage by stage, in every layer of accomplishment, He have instructed them to build monument. And I need us to understand that there can never be a strong monument in the absence of the master. And there cannot be a strong movement in the absence of the monument. So if we want to take this movement to the next level, we want to move our people forward globally, it is important that we understand the importance of a sacred place like this. Where would many of us be in America in the absence of a Malcolm X? And where would Malcolm X be in the absence of a Louise Langdon Little? All of this must come full circle. So as we pray, I'm going to ask all those who are up top to just come. I would love to see the delegation join hands with the Grenadians and everybody just coming together in solidarity. Come on down, everybody. Come on, just everybody standing. Let's join hands together. It's been said already. It's been sang already. I love the fact that it was sung so beautifully by these dynamic young people. Let's put our hands together for them. But you got to understand that Bob Marley spent a lot of time creating music. And almost all of the music that Bob Marley created had instrumentation. But Bob Marley decided as he came to the close of his life, the very final lyrics that he wrote. Come on, everybody, just come together. Let's just come together. Come together. And in this final lyrics, wow, how powerful and profound. Old pirates, yes, the rabbi. They sold I to the merchant ship minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But oh, my hands were made strong, watch this, by the power of the Almighty. We got to understand, African people, that we can't do anything without the power of the Almighty. And he said, we forward in this generation. Listen, that's his generation. Now this is this generation triumphantly. And then he went to Marcus Messiah Garvey. And he says, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, for none but ourselves can free our land. I wish the drummers were just drumming right now, just pounding away at the drum right now. But I want us to consecrate this ground. I want to say, Dr. Daniel, that this ground is already consecrated. It's already consecrated. We're going to reconsecrate this and decree that in another year or two, there shall be a groundbreaking. We decree that there shall be the building of not just a monument, but a museum. We decree that this shall be a place where thousands of people shall come to and shall visit and shall reflect. We decree that this shall be one of the very special tourist destination in Grenada. We decree by the power of the Almighty that things will begin to change. We decree that this shall create an economic groundswell for the entire country of Grenada, for the Caribbean, for the Americas, and certainly for the black world. We decree it, we decree it, we decree it. And so, God, we consecrate this now. We decree, God, that this place will never be the same. We decree that this is holy ground. We decree that on this holy ground, that lives will continue to be empowered and transformed. And God, we thank you. We honor you. Amen, amen, amen. Or come, Dr. Ron. Dr. Ron is going to come, and we're going to do the Harambe.
Well, we want to do some Harambe. Those who don't know what it means, Harambe is a Swahili word that means let's all pull together. I never like us to just sort of, I like us to like do a thing, a number. Now, we don't have to do 7. We only do 3. We want to do 7? All right, we'll do 7 of them. Somebody help me count because, I'm getting up in age now. And then we'll hold it as long as you can because we are going to all stick together on 1, 2, 3. Harambe! 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 Harambe!
Just wanted to say that these 2 men have been with me every time I came to Grenada. They have made sure that the entire delegation has been safe for the entire time that I have been here. They're an intricate part of my circle, so much so that I see them as an extension of my family. Vidal and Nikhil, please come here. Thank you for your service. Thank you for always making sure that we are safe. You were with me when I did the award, so I could not present you with an award during this time. But I'm going to creatively think of a way to thank you guys so much for what you did. Thank you all so much. Let's put our hands together for them, and I'll pass you on to the artists.
Again, we are Labukan Creative Center. Labukan Bossy.
So much, so much, so much. So tell me, can you feel it? So much, so much, so much. So much love, and sweet happiness, oneness, so rare. So much love, so let them know that listen now, Mama Africa. So much love to share. Your blackness, oneness, give me that. So much love, so let them know that listen now. Say again, that's for all the love and the light strip away. And don't forget we were born and trade. All like lands running on the runway. It's the inspiration you used to survive. See, have you seen it with your own eyes? Don't play, tie it up in her eyes. Till you don't know the land is so gold and green. The place is so fresh and clean. And every day I wonder, my God, tell me if you feel it deep in your heart. And the place is so cool and nice. Visit once, guaranteed to visit twice. And if you don't believe in the Most High, you know you'll be alright, Mama Africa. Your blackness, oneness, so red. So much love to give. So let them know that listen now, Mama Africa. So much love to share. Your blackness, oneness, give me that. So much love to give. Hey, that's my favorite place when I need to get away. And first forgive, but we can't forget to pray. Our lives right on the runway. In my homeland and I'm feeling so alive. See in the tent and we all unite. Accent and now it's alright. Still you don't know the skin is so dark and brown. She lives me right all around. And no, you're not gonna see it on the TV. Just listen up and believe me. The trees are the only cure. My love is so new and pure. Had to lose some trouble to survive. No, I don't have to lie, Mama Africa. You got love to share. You got this one, this so bad. So much love to care. Let the brother listen now, Mama Africa. You got much love to share. Sweet like this one, this so bad. So much love to care. Let them know that listen now. Sing it again. So much, so much, so much, so much. So tell me, can you feel it? So much, so much. So much, so much, so much. Can you feel it? So much, so much, so much. So much, so much, so much. All right. Thank you guys so much. And now, for the musical silent zone.
Are you feeling it, Grenada? Are you feeling it? I just wanted to make a quick note that Mr. Wilson over here has some Malcolm X commemorative shirts. Please check it out and make sure that you support. Thank you and God bless. Lots of love.
Children, come go to Zion with me. Come go to Zion with me. Zion bells are ringing, happy children are singing. I tell you, come go to Zion with me. Come go to Zion with me. Come go to Zion with me. Zion bells are ringing, happy children are singing. I tell you, come go to Zion with me. Come go to Zion with me. Come go to Zion with me. Zion bells are ringing, happy children are singing. I tell you, come go to Zion with me. Sing it if you know it. Come go to Zion with me. Come go to Zion with me. Say, Zion bells are ringing, happy children are singing. I tell you, come go to Zion with me. Come go to Zion with me. Come go to Zion with me. Zion bells are ringing, happy children are singing. I tell you, come go to Zion with me. Come go to Zion with me. Come go to Zion with me. Zion bells are singing, hey, happy children are singing. I tell you, come go to Zion with me. We are climbing up to Zion Hill, climbing up to Zion Hill, climbing, climbing, climbing up to Zion Hill, climbing up to Zion Hill, climbing up to Zion Hill, climbing, climbing, climbing up to Zion Hill. Hey! Climbing up to Zion Hill. Climbing up to Zion Hill. We are climbing, climbing, climbing up to Zion Hill. Oh, tell me where you come from. Tell me where you come from. Tell me where you come from. Come from Jerusalem. Tell me where you come from. Come from Jerusalem. Say last call, last call, last. Say raise your hand for. Say Lord the glory land. Raise your hand. Lord the glory. And we gonna stand on Zion. And here archangel call. We gonna stand on Zion. Here archangel call. Come home. Come home. Say Leo. Say Leo. Still out and gone. Still out and still out and gone. Just say still out and gone. Say Leo. Say Leo. Say Leo. And every you meet. And the junction you cross. Oh, say Leo. Oh, say Leo. Say Leo. Babara, Shango Alado, Shango. What we say? Oh, da 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 da. Oh, da 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 da. Shango Babara, Shango Alado, Shango Babara. oh. Baba Timande, oh yo yo. Baba Timande, oh. Baba Timande, oh yo yo. Baba Timande, oh. Baba Timande, oh yo yo. Baba Timande, Alalaouye, Alalaou Shango, Alalaouye, ye ye.